I think everyone's got a seat. If anyone needs a seat, please indicate to Joel and we'll bring you one. But good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Satuccino. If this is not your first Satuccino, you may have recognized that I'm not Joe. I'm Anuradha, and I'm stepping in for Joe today. I'm Space Clusters Manager here as part of the same team that Joe works on, and I focus on the space enterprise community, the space ecosystem in the UK. And if you're not part of the space enterprise community platform already, come find me in the networking bit and we can chat about how to get you on there. Really excited to have you there. If this is your first Satuccino, just some context, this is a chance for us to come together as a space community locally, to learn a little bit more about businesses and opportunities out there over some coffee, hence the Chino. So glad we've got that out of the way. We are joined today by our Space Enterprise Lab based in Leeds, and we're going to have some speakers from there as well. We do have a Space Enterprise Lab in Harwell, as well as many other locations in the UK. Again, if you're interested in chatting about that, come find one of us and we'd be more than happy to talk you through it. But without further ado, I'm going to hand over to the Space Enterprise Lab in Leeds, where we have some speakers, and I'm going to hand over to Mandy Ridyard, who is going to kick us off today. Thank you, Mandy.
Hi, thanks, Annie. It's great to speak to everyone.
We're here in the Space Enterprise Lab in Leeds, and this is representing Space Hub Yorkshire. If we could put the first slide up, that would be great, please. And the next one. So Space Hub Yorkshire is one of the regional space clusters. There are a number around the country, and we were started about 2 years ago. If you go to the next slide, please. We have a leadership team that is across the geography of Yorkshire, involves both national government with the UK Space Agency, the Catapult, in terms of the Space Applications Catapult and the High Value Manufacturing Catapult. We work with all 4 of our LEPs and our mayoral authorities across Yorkshire. We have 12 universities that are represented by Yorkshire universities, and we have a number of private sector members. So it's a very cohesive group with a lot of influence in it and very well connected, both within the region, within the UK and outside of that. Next slide, please. When we did our mapping of our region, we found that in Yorkshire we have 3 strategic themes. They fall into 3 key areas: digital, manufacturing and connectivity. So within the digital, we have geospatial intelligence, and we concentrate on Earth observation, and we have particular excellence in SAR. Within manufacturing, Yorkshire is known for its manufacturing and engineering. So we are key on advanced manufacturing, instrument design and robotics, and we have the Advanced Manufacturing Research Centre in Rotherham. And then in terms of connectivity, we have excellence in quantum comms and in RF, and especially around Bradford, but further afield in Yorkshire as well. We have a very substantive RF cluster, and that is centred on some work being done at the Bradford Rendu-Chintalas Centre for Space AI at Bradford University. Those themes work across our 3 core, across our academia and industry. And within the region, we have more than 370 space relevant businesses. Next slide, please. We have 3 key areas or strands of work. So the first is our campus, so that's our universities and our 34 regional colleges. And we work with research, knowledge exchange and skills and outreach. Within our agency, we have a cross Yorkshire inward investment strategy looking at FDI, but we also simplify and connect people into our funding landscape. And we are part of Space North. That's 3 clusters coming together to form a super cluster and working across the north in terms of inward investment. And then finally, our network. So we have a comprehensive event schedule, which will mention one of our significant events later, and then a lot of nationwide and international collaboration. Next slide, please. We've been successful in winning funding from UK Space Agency, so that's to develop the cluster, to implement our strategy, and then finally, more recently, to further develop the cluster, but a green space project, which we're really excited about. And I'll introduce you to Glenn, who is going to pick up on our green space project. Glenn.
Next slide, please. Hello, I'm Glenn McCauley. Yeah, green space is our dial moving activity project funded by UK Space Agency. And what we looked at in terms of developing this is we looked at some of the sort of natural sort of strengths of the region. And we looked at sort of finance, because Leeds is the sort of second largest financial services centre in the UK. We looked at agriculture, because we represent about 10% of all UK agriculture revenues, and then we looked at the sort of underlying strengths of Leeds in the region as Earth observation. And I suppose the idea is to use Earth observation to develop green finance solutions that can initially start to decarbonising agriculture. And we're working really closely with the Centre for Greening Finance and Investment, an element based in Leeds, and then a number of really sort of interesting businesses, including HSBC, a company in London called Planet Watchers, who work on crop insurance in North America using Earth observation, Fujitsu in Japan, Department of Business and Trade. And I suppose in terms of the call to action in terms of green space is, if you want to get involved, please get in touch with us. And yeah, we're a really exciting project, and I know UK Space Agency are particularly interested in terms of how this project develops. Next slide, please. One of our other strengths is very much in terms of Earth observation and the use of SAR. And this time last year, we ran a SAR event in Leeds where we got about 70, 80 different participants, one of which was from ESA. And through that, we sort of, I suppose, showcased the strengths of Leeds. And we've managed to get ESA to come to Leeds 11th and 15th of September this year to hold their Fringe International conference. First time it's ever been hosted in the UK, and we're looking to develop a whole sort of space festival in and around the region. And yeah, really interested in terms of there are sponsorship opportunities. Get yourself to Leeds in the middle of September. There's lots going on. And I say this project is very much around INSAR and SAR. And I'm going to hand over to Matt, who works for SatSense, who I think are interested in being a bit of a sponsor for the Fringe Festival. And the thing that's really important, because obviously we're from Yorkshire, it's free.
Good one. Thanks, Glenn. Can we put the SatSense slide up, please? Yes, that's me. And that's my slide. So, start the stopwatch. So I think everybody here will own, manage, be responsible for, or be dependent on something that is big, expensive, possibly spread out, that may be damaged or not work properly if it were to suffer from subsidence, structural instability, or any sort of ground movement. And we at SatSense may be able to help by detecting and measuring that movement before it's too late. What things, I hear you cry? Well, houses, railways, roads, bridges, reservoir embankments, even water pipelines. But why might they move? I can hear you thinking. Well, structures get old and knackered, like the rest of us. Climate change makes some soils shrink, swell. Excessive rainfall can make landslides, can initiate landslides or make material wash away. And not to alarm you, but the UK is also peppered with old mine shafts which can start to move. How can we detect it? I hear you thinking now. Well, radar on satellites down to millimeter precision, and we can look back in time to when the satellites were first launched and started gathering data, and we are now getting measurements almost weekly. 1.5 minutes. Thank you.
And next is Wilson. Oh, Next up is Wilson Liu from Yonder, who are a resident in this building, which is our innovation space in Nexus, the University of Leeds. And over to Wilson to tell us about Yonder Space.
Hi, thank you. And I'm Wilson from Yonder Space. And our STEM education courses and international competitions aim to raise interest in space industry, inspire students to pursue space-related studies, and prepare them for careers in this exciting field. We have three main products that provide hands-on learning experiences. First is the spacecraft cockpit simulator, which immerses students in the experience of piloting a spacecraft and help them to develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills. And the rocketry design courses help them to build rocket, allow them to compete in the international competitions. Also, nano satellite design courses, they can build their own satellite and do the competition also. And we believe that those courses can inspire them, the next generation of space scientists and engineers to ensure a bright future of them. And thank you so much.
So thanks for your time today. Hopefully, if you want to get connected into anything in Yorkshire, whether it's if you've got children, which I'm sure many of you will have, then Yonder Spaces are a great way to get involved. You involve your schools with. We've got looking after your property, whether you are a corporate owner or whether you're an individual. I'm sure SatSense can do something for you, but also whether you want to work with our businesses or with our universities or collaborate with anything else that we're doing, please get in touch. Space Hub Yorkshire, it's on the internet, www.spacehubyorkshire.co.uk. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Mandy, Glenn, Matthew and Wilson and the Space Enterprise Lab in Leeds. As you can see, seamless connectivity. So if you're interested in using one local to you, let us know. We're going to move on to our next speaker now, and that's Heidi Tiemann from the Space Skills Alliance.
Hi everyone, and we'll just move to the next slide and I'll kick off. But I'm here to encourage you to take part in the Space Sector Skills Survey. So this is the second Space Sector Skills Survey, which has been commissioned by the UK Space Agency and the Department for Science, Innovation and Technology. And we're asking companies in the space sector to fill out the survey to try and help us understand recruitment and skills challenges that currently exist in the space sector. So this survey is quite a short survey. It's about 15 minutes and asks you about various things from recruitment challenges to skill shortages to whether you've had experiences hiring from abroad. And it's open to anyone or any company working in the space sector, however large or small, whether it's a single person organisation or one of the large organisations that we have in the UK. And it's open to any type of space company, whether you're using a little tiny bit of satellite data or building satellites and anything in between. What we would really like to be able to do is to take the results in the survey and provide a cluster level breakdown. So for anyone who works in clusters, we would like to be able to give you some information about the organisations in your region to help with the skills activities there. And for other people, the results of the survey are really going to feed into the UK Space Agency and DSIT's kind of understanding of what should be funded in terms of skills and training in the future. So if you have ideas about skills, about recruitment, about retention challenges, please do fill out the survey. It launched on the 24th of April and it's open to the 2nd of June. As I said, it doesn't take too long to fill out, and every question is optional. You can do as little or as much as you like. So the link is survey.spaceskills.org. If you've got any questions, feel free to get in touch, but otherwise, please do fill out the survey. It's really important so we can capture the skills needs of the sector. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Heidi. The web link is there. It's also on their website, I believe, and on various other online platforms, including our Space Enterprise website. It's time to introduce our first in-person speaker, and that's Cameron Edge Ackland from Airbus. Thank you, Cameron.
Next slide, please. Hi, I'm from Airbus Intelligence in the UK. So we're a smaller part of Airbus with about 130 people based out of a few offices, one in Guildford and one in Newport. So we manage the downstream side of the space ecosystem from our satellite constellation that Airbus have, and across some of the UK EO assets that we've got. So today I'm here to talk about sort of our collection of components that we think sort of give users and customers all the sort of components they'll need to build a space business, to help new SMEs develop into new markets, to help existing companies exploit EO for the first time, and help sort of experienced players answer new questions as they see fit. So we've got our One Atlas platform, which gives on-demand access to our unrivaled constellation of 30, 50, 1.5 meter satellite data. We also have a proven processing capability with over 30 years experience, and we process the UK's only EO assets, so Vision 1 and OSAR, so all through the chain, and that's available commercially as well, so we can provide processing services to new space companies who have developed their own satellite constellations. And finally, we have off-the-shelf and bespoke analytics. So we've got a team of highly experienced people who can sort of answer new questions through sort of off-the-shelf. So this is a vessel detection service and our field finder algorithm, which maps field boundaries. And we can also do bespoke services as required to answer sort of the key questions that you may have or your customers may have.
Thank you very much, Cameron. We now have Joanna Hart from the Space Partnership.
Excellent. Yeah. Thanks very much. It's great to be back at Satuccino. It's been a while. Let's see if I can stick to 60 seconds. So 3 points. One, the Space Partnership, and hopefully there's another slide that maybe is coming. It's all about bringing together industry, academia, and government to identify shared priorities. And once we've identified those priorities, what's the collective action that we're going to do about it, so that we can then achieve the ambition that's set out in the National Space Strategy. Now, second point, achieving this means involving everyone. So we're hosting as many workshops as possible to bring together a broad range of ideas, views, insights, expertise, knowledge, all into one place. The first workshop, or next workshops I've got coming up, are going to be road mapping civil space capabilities. They start on the 5th of June, and then we will have one later on that will be about our long-term relationship with ESA as well. If you'd like to join that discussion, get in touch. Skills, as Heidi mentioned, is clearly very topical. We will be drawing on the results of that survey to develop a space workforce action plan, and we'll be drawing resource and expertise through the Space Skills Advisory Group, which hopefully you're all aware of. Thirdly, if you've got any other ideas for shared priorities or collective action, please feel free to get in touch. Just remember that I'm looking for shared priorities, so must be of interest to industry, academia and government. And when I look at collective action, I'm thinking top level, not at the moment, down in the weeds of the solutions, trying to really think big picture at this point. But hopefully the Space Partnership will make a difference. It's only going to do that if everybody gets involved. So really encourage everybody to engage. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joanna. Next up, we have Dr. Jessica Hamer from the Institute of Physics.
Hello everyone, I'm Jess from the Institute of Physics. I am the South Manager and obviously responsible for the big area that is the south of England, including London. And I work with industry, schools, HE, and anyone involved in anything remotely physics related. Obviously, with space sector, you employ a lot of physicists. So that's why I'm here to talk about skills and apprenticeships and our Limitless campaign. And those are two real priority areas for us at the moment. So in terms of skills and apprenticeships, if you are an organisation that employs any apprentices or would like to employ apprentices, please reach out. We'd love to hear from you. My contact details are on there. If you are outside of the South, I have colleagues that I can forward your details on to. So we also have a report, which I have some copies here, but it's also available online. So, come and grab those. I've got 10 or so copies, and I realise there's more people than I anticipated. so this is a report around skills, physics related skills, and the views of those that are doing apprenticeships with a physics background. We need to make sure that they have the right experience when they're doing their apprenticeships, that we can continue to encourage more young people to choose apprenticeships. We also have our Limitless campaign, which is a campaign that looks to increase the diversity of people choosing to work in physics-related jobs. If you work in an organisation that would be keen to support this, please come and speak to me. There's lots of activities and things that you can do as an individual and as a whole organisation to make the space sector a more diverse place to work in. That's me.
Thank you very much, Jessica. Our penultimate speaker today is Portia Bircher from the UK Space Agency. Portia.
Thank you very much. Hello everyone. I lead the UK Space Agency Accelerator Programme. We deliver that through an external delivery partner. We try to, our aim is to support companies at a variety of different stages, right from sort of like space startups to growing, also to growing companies. We also want to support companies in adjacent sectors who want to break into the space industry. So we've just finished our first Explore cohort, so we supported 29 early stage entrepreneurs, and we've just finished recruiting and about to start our NEO and GEO programs, which are 6-month programs for further on stage companies and scaling companies. So in order to support those companies, what I'm here to talk to you today and to ask you is, do you know anybody? Would you be available to become a mentor in our program? We've already got a pool of mentors, but you can never have too many mentors. So our kind of unofficial mantra, if you like, is supporting great people to build great businesses. And in order to do that, we need some good mentors. Mentors can be growing, you know, maybe they built successful space businesses, maybe they just can provide some insight more generally into business. Either way, reach out to me, and then hopefully within our program and with your support, you can be a great mentor to support great people to build great businesses.
That's the mic, not that. Thank you very much, Portia. Our final speaker is Conrad Gillespie, who's the Regional Director of Expleo.
Hello, good afternoon all. Yes, I'm Conrad from Expleo Group, but I'm here just to raise awareness about the Southwest Regional Defence and Security Cluster. So it's a membership of over 120 organisations, defence and security stakeholders. Some of the companies are there along the bottom, and I've just set up a space special interest group because the space sector and the defence sector are definitely intertwined. And the idea is to grow a community to talk about the challenges within the defence and security sector. So, for example, military situational awareness, but then also to explore space technologies and innovations. And there's lots going on for upstream space, and then also the use of space data for lots of different applications. And there's different funding opportunities from lots of different funders like the UK Space Agency, ESA and DASA. So DASA, for example, there's 2 space-related calls that are going to be coming out over the next few months. And the idea is to get people together to go for opportunities to innovate. The membership of the cluster is completely free, so you can just apply on the website or email me. And if you've got an interest in space or defence and want to collaborate with stakeholders in the Southwest, then yeah, please just send us an email. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Conrad, and thank you everyone. Our next event will be on Wednesday the 7th, same place, same time. Same time. Okay, brilliant. And thank you very much. Don't forget to join the SEC platform. Come and chat to us over some coffee and tea and flapjacks, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you very much, everyone.